This is my assistant Brandon, and I'm going to go over some of the mudras and techniques here so that you can see what they're used for, or at least some application of what they're used for. General balancing would be spreading claws, and so I'm going to do one of my builds, and I can do rising serpents for this one, and I'll just bring it down, bring it back up again. Alright, there's my build. Bring it in, spread the claws, and I'm going to balance the pericardium at conceptional vessel 17, and I'm going to balance the bladder at conceptional vessel 3. So all I have to do is hold it. By now you should know what general balancing is all about. So I hold this for as long as necessary, but I'm actually covering conceptional vessel 3, 4, and 5. So I'm also getting the alarm points for the triple heater and for the small intestine in there as well. Simply because when I spread like that, it makes a bigger field around it, and I'm balancing more stuff. So I could balance both large intestine alarm points, stomach 25, on each side of the navel. I could balance both of those with one hand using this technique, so I have another hand that's free. So that would, spreading claws. The next one will be called, or is the bird's beak, and we're gonna do that. The emission port for that is right here on the end of the fingertips, and it's like using a river. It's kind of similar to a large scorpion stinger, but that's more like a fire hose to remove blockages and pain. And this is more like using a river with just sheer massive energy being utilized to remove blockages. Now we can take the bird's beak and we can hold it over damaged tissue or spots, or not spots, but points on the meridian that we'd like to treat. Like for example, I'll treat conceptional vessel 14, and it works best if I slide my hand up underneath him and do it like this. But I'm not going to do that because it's not really necessary. I can put my hand right here like so, and I can hold right here, and this will, all I'm going to do is just have to hold right here. I don't have to do anything else. The technique will balance the point out all by itself. We'll do this until we feel that the point is strong again, and then we're done. We can also move energy down the meridian, or up the meridian, either way. Sealing. We know how to do the mudra, and we'll just take his arm and we'll lay it right here. And if he has a cut, we're going to take the left hand, okay, after we do our build, okay, just to back up for a second and talk about the bird's beak again. You can use Serpent Nod's head to get the necessary energy to do the bird's beak, if you like. You could also do the pyramid build from the previous video. Doesn't really matter, just different ways and how much energy you want to cultivate. So for the sealing technique, we can do quite a few different ones. We can just do the regular fireball for the sealing technique, or we can do one of the new ones. We could use the shadow wave. So we just do a little shaking of the fingers and the hand, just a little bit. There we go. Get the chi going. Let that wrist do the work. And it's still, loose. Now bring the fingers together, and I'm going to bring my negative hand across it first. I'm going to move very slowly, and I'll feel my heart of palm heat up when I'm right over top of the cut. And I'm going to hold this for about 30 to 60 seconds, something to that effect, with my left hand. And this is going to help to, and you could do it longer than that, but I mean, if the cut just happened, it's probably not going to be that infected, so there will be that many germs, because that's what you're doing, is you're killing germs when you're doing this. This disinfects the cut, and then we're just going to move out really slowly and throw that away. Then we bring the right hand in and slowly go over. And as we go over, we'll feel the heart of palm heat up. And when the heart of palm heats up, we just hold it over there, over that cut for as long as necessary. I mean, you might have to hold it over there for 15, 20 minutes, depending on how bad the cut is. Just to give you a rough idea, I had a student one time who had a puncture wound about an inch deep right here around the colon 4 area, or large intestine 4 area. And so it went down, pretty good ways. The wound would not heal up. This is after probably like 3 weeks, I think it was. He came in to see me. I did this technique for about 30 minutes, and when I was done, the cut had almost completely gone. I mean, it was about 80% gone. And that's the thing, is that you don't have to, you'll find that it's not too terribly difficult to get it to about 80%, but it takes double the energy to get it from 80% to 100% than it did to take it from 0 to 80%. So a lot of times you're just better at helping the body heal, and not just constantly using up your energy. There's nothing wrong with him walking around with a 20% cut. So he's going to survive with 20%. I mean, he can go and he can get something to clean it and put a Band-Aid on it, and in a couple of days it'll be good and healed up. It'll actually heal even faster than it normally would, simply because it's kind of energized and there's a lot of energy coming to that point already. So don't stress yourself to try to make things perfect with people. It takes a lot of energy to make things perfect. Just try to get them, round about 80% or better. If it feels like it's going a little past 80%, and when I say that, I mean on acute injuries. Okay, like things that have just happened, like somebody breaks a bone and you're welding on it. You want it to go back together. You want to just keep working it until it becomes, definitely difficult to keep going. You don't want to stress yourself and injure yourself. That's how injuries occur when you're doing Qigong. You'll wind up blowing a vein out and turning varicose or something like that, having organ, malfunction or something. It's just not worth it. So, I mean, when you feel that you're not making progress and you can feel that you're starting to strain, and that's the thing, because when you're not making progress anymore, we have a tendency to try to rush things and hurry things up, and this is not going to help. It just makes things worse. We have less Qi because we're not relaxed, and the Qi that is going, our skin is acting as a resistor and holding a lot of it in. And so, organs heat up, the veins heat up, and then you blow something out. So definitely not good. But nothing you have to worry about. I mean, you're going to know when you're stressing it, because you'll be like, it should be easy. When it stops becoming easy, then just stop. Take a break. If you feel you need to come back to it or you're not done, take a break. Get your stuff together and then come back to it in about 10 minutes or so, whenever you feel up to it. So, acute injuries, sometimes you get more than 80%. Well, a lot of times you do, but that's around about the average is 80%. So, we're going to go to the next technique for remission, and we're going to do the ram's head. And the ram's head is, we got a single ram's head, we could do that. Okay, we could do double ram's head, either one. But we use this technique for big muscle areas, or we could do it for the abdominal. Now we could put the fist in the glutes, and I'll show you a picture of that in a second. But I'm just going to do the abdominal area. Now I'm going to take my thumbs. See how my thumbs are, like you're doing a little wrestling buddy thing. And I'm just going to take my hands and I'm just going to lightly touch, and I'm going to touch with the thumbs, and I'm just going to hold. This will balance out the whole abdominal cavity. All I'm going to do is just touch with my fist and hold. And just relax and breathe. Take about 10-15 minutes, and this will break all the stuff loose, in a whole big old, area around my fist. All right? So it's really good for people who have sciatic nerve pain. Because if you'll go ahead and flip over, Brandon.